My name is Beth Hiley here at Essen for Spiel 2012, and I am sitting with Mike Fitzgerald.
Hi Beth, good to see you.
Nice to see you too. We're on the second of the games that you've brought for us today. Here we are literally at closing time on Thursday, which is day 2 for us. And you brought us a Sloop.
Sloop, yes. Now, I'm going to ask you a little question. Sloop is related to the game mechanic in the game, but it's not easy to know what that is. A lot of people don't know this game mechanic, the title of it, but I will tell you that the game revolves around playing cards and then capturing things in the middle of the table that add up to that number or are that number.
Okay.
Now that is a definition of a gaming mechanic for card games that relates to this title. Any idea what it is? The mechanic, the name.
No, I'm not sure. I mean, capturing cards, it's not a trick-taking game, because that's playing everything.
Yep. It's not a rummy game, which I've made a lot of. It's not a set collection game.
Right. No, I don't know. You stumped me.
The game is a fishing card game mechanic. The term fishing describes a game that you play cards and you capture things from the table. The original fishing game is a game called Casino, which started in Italy, and is a wonderful card game. And I don't know a lot of people who still play it. It's 4 cards each, 4 in the middle, but you play until you have no cards. And you're building on cards, taking them. My father and I played the game forever. He learned it in the Army in World War II, came home and taught me, and I've always loved the game. So what I did was I took that mechanic of Casino and I blew it up to a huge deck, 122 cards. Everybody has 4 cards all the time. You can play 2 to 6, whereas original Casino is 2 players only. And it's a tribute to that game, actually, and that mechanic of games. That's what Sloop is. And that's why it's called Sloop. So, because you may say, wait a minute, what does the game have to do with Sloop? But that's where the whole idea came from. So what happens in this game is very simple. On your turn, you play a card. So let's say, what would I play now? I actually don't have a good play right now, so let's just show you what happens. Let's say I play the 10. If I play a card, I can look and I can take any card that is the same value or any group of cards that add up to that value. Well, with the 10, you'll see there's no 10 out there, there's nothing that adds up to 10. So what I have to do is leave that on the table. Okay, so that card is set there on the table. Then I draw a card to replace. So I draw back up, you always draw back up to 4 cards.
That reminds me a bit of Scope Up as well.
A little bit. So now it's your turn.
So now it's my turn. I have a 9, and with
Take
that,
the 9.
I can capture the 9.
Let's say if you had an 8 in this situation, you could have taken both 8s.
All right, makes sense.
You just take anything that now we're going to not replace in the middle because 4 is the minimum.
Okay, but
so when there's 4, but you do get a card in your hand.
4, thank you.
Now, because I played that 10, I play a 10, I get to take my 10. Now, it's going into these score piles we have, okay? So we will, at the end of the game, and I'll explain what the colored card means, at the end of the game, we just count up our score piles. It's 1 point a card, whoever's got the most wins. Couldn't be simpler. Now, the beauty of this mechanic comes in what we call building. So, let me interrupt and do a turn so I can show building. Okay. First of all, when you get this is called a Supercharged Car. It's got all the rainbow colors on it. When it comes up here, we add another card to the tableau. If you get one in your hand and you use it to capture, you can take an extra card of your choice from the table. Okay.
Turbo.
So now we've got a 7 there. So what I can do is I can take a 4 from my hand, put it on that 7, and say I'm building 11s. I can also take the 3 and the 8 and add it because I am building 11s. The trick is I have to have an 11 in my hand.
Oh, Shazam.
Oh, well, you'll see what happens here. So I put my color on this build to show that I'm the one building it, and I put the 11.
Put your color on it.
I'm sorry, that's right, you're yellow.
Mine.
I put the color on it, and I put the 11 on it. You only have one build of a number going on at one time, and each player can only have one build going on. So now we refilled a 4. This counts as one stack. You can't do anything with this stack.
Because you own it.
Unless you have a wild card. There's only 2 in the deck. You do. You can take the entire stack. And anything else that ended up to 11.
I gotta say, that was totally by chance.
You it was. I just held out the card. You take all the cards and your wild and stick them in there. And we replace that and then your card.
You say it and we made it happen.
Now I'll just tell you something about the low cards, because in this game you might imagine when you're playing 1s, 2s, and 3s, what am I going to do? If I'm forced to play, so I put a 2 out there, that just helps you
To make
build
combos.
more builds. So
Right.
the cards 1, 2, and 3 all have a special action.
Yeah, it's just drew a 1 and I'm
Yes.
noticing a icon
When you play
there.
a 1, you can steal the top card from somebody's score pile. Just take it. All other players. So if you're playing with 6 players, this card is a 5-point card. You
Nice.
take 5 cards from the top of the. With 2 players, it's okay. You take 1. It's a 2-card swing. Then you don't. Then you're leaving this. This has to be left to do the action, but you're
Right.
leaving it out there. Maybe I can build better because of it. Maybe not. The 2 means you can play another card from your hand. So it's very helpful in building. Not at the moment, but if I had like a 7, I could take that now and take the 5 and the 2 and the 7 and take with 7.
Right, and we got the 3.
The 3 is my favorite card in the game. The 3 works like this. Let's say we're 4 out here and you play the 3. We turn over the top 3 cards of the deck.
Which is represented by this little
Yep.
3 outlines there.
And you decide which one you want to use. And then you get to use it as if it was in your
so I
hand.
could say I could use a 12 and pull,
Yep.
maybe start building.
Take those.
a
No,
12.
no. You would.
I would
Yes,
take
you
them,
could, but
yeah.
you would take them probably. And
'Cause-
because it's supercharged, one other card of your choice.
So we'll
which would,
just say.
or it might be the 3
it might be
because
the
that's
3.
the low card that would keep people from having another low
Now,
card.
does that turbo card, does that go in your hand or does that score for a
In your
point?
score pile.
All right.
And then you'd refill and go on.
Back up to
and
4.
let's say you played your 3 and drew 3 and another 3 came up. You can take that 3, put it out, and draw another 3.
Oh, isn't
And
that
then
fun?
so
I can see why that's your
you'll
favorite.
get really fun things with adding up a card. So very simple game. It's good for kids. It's 1 to 12 in the numbers, which I did on purpose to have it comfortable for an 8-year-old. You'll never have to sort of add more cards together than up to 12, and 8-year-olds hopefully can handle that with little help, especially from other people
I like
if
the
they have
little,
to.
little touch here that is the top of the
Yes,
mast.
that's the
of
top of the
Sloop
mast,
unmasting
and these
the
have
menu.
little Sloop sort of logo in them, the numbers. And the game takes 20 minutes, even with large groups.
How many does it play max?
2 to 6. I like 2. I think I like 2 and 3 the best. When I play 4, we do partners, which is you're able to pass to the other player
Oh, nice.
before their turn.
And the rules for
And
that in the box
Yes,
as well?
and they can either take it or not. And if they take it, they have to give you a card. So because sometimes with 6 players, you'll realize you're going to see a certain.
Pause for a second. Now this is the really, really get out mode.
Oh, okay. Or else.
Die Messe hat seit 19 Uhr geschlossen. Wir danken für Ihren Besuch und wünschen eine angenehme Heimfahrt. Ladies and gentlemen, the exhibition closed at 7 o'clock. Thank you for coming and goodbye.
Thank you for coming and goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye. If I remember what I was saying.
Playing with kids, team play.
Oh, yes, team play. You can pass a card. If the person takes it, they give one back to you. 5 or 6, you just have to realize that the tableau you see, it's just that one shot, right? So without a partner, although you could play 3 partners of 2, but it's still a fun game. I mean, it's more interesting, I think, than Uno for where I am right now, my game playing. And as my kids get older, this is more to their taste. But I think for the most strategic play, 2 or 3 or 4-player partners, I think works very well. But that's Sloop.
Oh, Mike, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For coming
It's a
out
pleasure.
and showing us your
A lot of
games.
fun. Thank you very much.